let's dive into the importance of the products we use and how much of an impact the lash fibers in particular have on the outcome of the spikes that we create. So what I've done here is I've taken two different types of lash fibers, and I'm just going to show how much easier it is to work with one over the other. Now, let me preface this by saying that neither is right or wrong. You can absolutely work with any fiber you have for these looks. It just might take a little more manipulation and a little more time. So if you're struggling, it might be the lash fibers you're using. There are some that are more ideal than others. So before we dive into actually making the fans and talking about the impacts of them, let's just look at the difference between the lashes that I'll be using today. So up top here, we have our ultra dark fiber. These lashes have been designed to fan like butter. They start to taper. If you look at this diagram here, they start to taper very close to the base, which is exactly why they want to open so effortlessly, because there's room between each of the tips. So they're not going to be as structured, which is wonderful for lots of sets. But when creating these perfectly peaked spikes, it can be a little problematic because the spacing across the tips of the lashes they really want to open up for you. So traditionally, when we make wet lash fans, we're just going to grip from the strip and lift. And if you look closely here, you'll see that the lashes at the tips just open slightly. That is absolutely okay for most wet lash sets or strip lash looks or anything like that. But for anime spikes, we really do want them to come to a perfect point. So if I'm to use fibers like this, I'm gonna need to use a product on the tips of the lashes called Foreplay product that is going to help create that perfect peak for me. So just to show you the difference, you can see, I'll get a bigger fan so you can see even better what I'm talking about. Can you see how the tips look just a little open and frayed? Again, no problem, but it needs to come to a perfect point like this. Overlay image of it for the peak of the anime spike. So that's not really gonna work if we just pick up from the strip and place using this particular lash fiber. Now let's look at our Camellia, or you can find them on our website under textured volume lashes. These lashes are very different because they have been designed for this technique. So if you look closely, there's actually multiple lengths across the strip, which adds to texture, so it's great for any type of volume look. But particularly when making these perfectly peaked spikes, the fact that they're not all the same length actually helps to create the peak. So if I'm to pick up off the strip with this fiber, the tips are gonna look much more pointy naturally. It's gonna be a lot easier, so I can literally grab and go. Now, although this fiber might be more ideal for spike making, for these perfect peaks, that doesn't mean that you can't use either. So I'm gonna show you how to work with the product you have, but honestly guys, invest in a good product. It's gonna help you so much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab our Foreplay lash product. This is designed to go on the tips of the lashes or on the base of the strip actually. But Foreplay, when used on the tip, it actually has a flexible bonding agent used in it. So it's actually gonna hold the fan's structure even after you brush the lashes. It's almost like it's bonded with glue, but you can brush through it without it sticking. So it's gonna keep its shape, but it's not gonna work as glue in a sense that when your client brushes their lashes, they're gonna pull on them or anything. So that's a really ideal product to use. So in order to use this, I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna take a lint-free applicator or flock applicator, whatever works best for you, whatever you have on hand. And I'm gonna dip it into the bottle. just to get it saturated with product. And then what I'm gonna do is take that product and just brush it along the tips of the lashes. And that's gonna create spikes for me. So no matter which lashes I'm using, I can create a spiked look. I'll do that on both just so you can see. Please note that if you are to use this on the entire strip, it's gonna be a lot harder to make fluffy fans later. They're gonna wanna keep the shape that you make them. Already, you can see the difference between the darkness of the textured volume lashes and the softness of the ultra dark lashes. You can see that these lashes here, they taper close to the tips, and those length variations really are helping us create a very defined spike. So it's cool to be able to see the difference. Now I can pick up my fan or my spike, and it will keep its structure at the tips. Now you might be wondering, well, what if I don't want a spike that's as big as the one that it's created? That's okay, you can pick up 50% of, or the whole spike, whatever works best for you. But you can see, this clearly works wonders for spike making.